Hi, this is JG with a new edition of Weekly News Pills, a bouquet of hand-picked events in last 7 days from across the planet. I request you to like and share these weekly news stories, subscribe to my channel and put in your valuable comments. Your comments will be a guiding light in my endeavor. News Pill 1. US annual consumer inflation posts largest increase since 1981.
For anyone struggling with daily expenses, especially seniors on fixed incomes, today's inflation report is not just an economic stat, it's very real. The highest inflation in 41 years. The cost of housing, shelter up 5.5% in 1 year. Electricity up 13.5%. Natural gas up almost 40%. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is more expensive. Food up 10.5%. But this is where inflation is really biting. Gasoline in June cost nearly 60% more than a year ago. Oil up almost 100%.
US annual consumer prices jumped 9.1% in June, the largest increase in more than 4 decades, leaving Americans to dig deeper to pay for gasoline, food, healthcare, and rents, and the Federal Reserve more certain to hike interest rates by another 75 basis points at the end of the month. The CPI increased by the most in nearly 17 years on a monthly basis. The inflation data followed stronger than expected job growth in June and suggested that the US central bank's aggressive monetary policy stance had made little progress thus far in cooling demand and bringing inflation down to its 2% target. With rents surging by the most in 36 years, inflation could become entrenched. News Pill 2. Baby stars, dancing galaxies, NASA shows new cosmic views.
Skywatchers, this is it. This is the day we get the first science images back from the James Webb Space Telescope.
And now we are ready to see Webb's first image of a star dying, a planetary nebula called the Southern Ring. Let's do it.
Oof.
Wow. This near infrared image is, wow, the detail.
A sparkling landscape of baby stars, a foamy blue and orange view of a dying star, 5 galaxies in a cosmic dance. The splendors of the universe glowed in a new batch of images released Tuesday from NASA's powerful new telescope. The unveiling from the $10 billion James Webb Space Telescope began Monday at the White House with a sneak peek of the first shot, a jumble of distant galaxies that went deeper into the cosmos than humanity has ever seen. News Pill 3. Spain to make some train journeys free from September.
From September to December, Rodalies trains will be free. This was announced today by Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez as part of new measures to alleviate the cost of living crisis. With an eye on tackling inflation, short and medium distance trains run by state-owned operator Renfe will be free for 4 months. And a new tax will temporarily be put on energy companies and banks, bringing in another 3.5 billion euro for the state.
Public transport prices on state-owned service across Spain have already been slashed in half in response to rapidly rising energy and inflation rates. Now the government has announced further 100% discount. As of September, passengers will be able to travel across various trains operated by public train network Renfe for absolutely nothing. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has announced that multi-journey tickets for trains operated by the network's public services, Sarkanias, road lies and media distance equivalent to local and medium distance journeys are to be free of charge from September 1 up until the end of the year. Newspill 4. UK Olympic great Mo Farah says he was trafficked as a child.
Mo Farah, but it's not my name or it's not the reality. The real story is I was born in Somaliland, north of Somalia, as Hussein Abdi Kahin. Despite what I've said in the past, my parents never lived in the UK. When I was 4, my dad was killed in a civil war. I was separated from my mother, and I was brought into the UK illegally under the name of another child called Mohammed Farah.
Olympic great Mo Farah, the winner of 4 gold medals and one of Britain's greatest and best loved athletes, has been carrying a secret burden all these years. He was illegally brought to the UK as a youth and forced to care for other children before he escaped a life of servitude through running. In a new documentary, Farah says his real name is Hussein Abdi Kahin and that he was taken from the East African nation of Djibouti when he was about 8 or 9 years. He says a woman he didn't know brought him to Britain using fake travel documents that included his picture alongside the name Mohammed Farah. That is all for today. Thank you and goodbye for now. Stay blessed. See you in my next weekly episode.